Hi everyone, maybe you saw my Flosstube, which was filmed like 2 days ago. And when I watched Flosstube the last 2 days, I saw a lot of Jessie Marie does stuff videos, and I really wanted to do some kind of stitching game, just to make sure that I touch all of my projects till the end of the year. So I still have a lot of time, but I have some ideas on how I will do that. So I will turn you around and show you what my plans are. We will see if this works out, if this is a video format I want to do, but yeah, let me turn you around and show you what my thoughts and ideas are about that. So this is a bit of a different setup. I thought I might show you what I've been working on the last 2 days. So this is my full coverage piece. This is kind of a focus piece because I just want to get it finished. It's one of my oldest pieces, and I'm currently working on this page. And the last few days I put a ton of stitches in here. I think like 1,500, 1,800 stitches from my Flosstube video at the beginning of the month. I will continue to work on it this weekend, but yeah, I'm currently still have to do 106,000 stitches overall, so only 6,000 stitches to go till I am under the 6 figures. I think 6 figures. I think 100,000 is 6 figures. So I will be under 100,000, which is very exciting, and I can't wait to get there. But yeah, the last few days I did color completion on this page, and you see those threads packed over up here on the next page. But yeah, this is what I've been doing the last few days. But yeah, so let's see what my plans are the next days. So I printed out, maybe some of you will recognize it. It's an empty Monopoly chart. I don't know yet if I will draw on this directly because it's quite small, so I would have to write very tiny. But yeah, I thought about doing some kind of Stitchopoly game. I don't know yet which rules I will do, like if one color or one street is one project, or a specific stitch count, or if I will do just one project. But yeah, I just want to make sure to touch all project. And for this I take my Excel sheet. Yeah, if you don't like Excel, I'm sorry, but this is where I keep track of like all my DMC patterns, DMC threads, and like on which projects I have one stashed, and where I have some just in my stash, or I have some fake threads which are not DMC original. And yeah, so I can take, for example, let's see, my full coverage duck, and so my long dog, or I also have my chatelaines listed here. So I know, for example, the hydrangea autumn fog is a chatelaine I'm currently working on, and I can put here, yeah, I have one skein of those colors in this project currently, but before I write those here that are stashed in the project, I can look, okay, I have 3 projects that I currently have a thread in. I have one fake thread, but for the chatelaine I only use normal DMC colors, yeah. And for like the color 597, I have 2 colors in stash, so I can make a shopping list for new patterns and make sure I don't buy threads in double. And yeah, if you're interested in this Excel chart, it's very custom and very specific to my needs, so I don't know if it's very good reusable for anyone. I can send it to you, but I guess it won't be that easy to adapt it to your projects and your patterns, because like here I put it very specific. The formulas are very specific to the fields where everything stands in, so it's not a very easy usable template, I would say. But yeah. So here I have my project tracker where I have the start date. Currently I have filtered out all of the projects that are at 100%. So I can look at the projects that are current WIPs. So you see here the start date for most of them. I did do this at a I did start this sheet like a few months ago, so most of the start dates are approximations, especially all before 2025. So here you see there are more specific dates, but those are like approximation on the month that I'm doing it. Some projects have approximation of the total stitches for like the Christmas crackers, where I finished one and still have like 3 to go, and I just wrote 10,000 for all of them. So the 2,500 are the one that I finished. It's kind of a current WIP, but not really, because I'm not working on any of those right now. But also like the Thea Governor kits, I don't have specific numbers for the stitches. It's just approximations, so don't get. So I can see which year I did which stitches on, and then I have, you see, it's H2P, so I don't show all the other months because the sheet would get very wide. But I can see here what I did in August, but since August is finished, I would, I would make it disappear. I don't know the specific English terms for it, but yeah, now you see December. I already did some more stitches in December, but yeah, just so you can see, I will write if I stitched something in December. Like the rose in heart, I did some before the Flosstube, like on the first few days of December. I did 3,500 stitches, but yeah, here you see how many stitches I've done in 2025. So the ones with 0, I didn't touch this year yet. So this is a goal to touch all of my projects, or maybe like some that only got like 118 stitches. I think this must be Castles in the Aberloch, I guess, yeah. Which I only did 2 threads, two strands of floss in the piece, so it's only very few stitches. And here I see how many I've done. Here I made a list of how many I would have to get done to get to the next 10%. Like here you see it's 49.8%, and I would only need 53 stitches to get to 50%. But yeah, and here is the total stitches I would still have to do on those pieces. So yeah, quite a lot to be done. And down here I have a calculation for like if I try to kit up a new piece, and it calculates the fabric size. So some I didn't put in because I'm already started on it. I already have a fabric and stuff, but yeah, it helps when I kit up, and it just calculates the fabric size for me, so I can just change the fabric count to like not 32 count Pacific, but like to 14 count, and it will tell me how big the fabric would need to be. So here are some that I'm already close to kitting up, or maybe kit up in the next few months. So like Closely Kept 5, it didn't release yet. I just put the approximation of 2,000 stitches. I put like 1st of November, so it's in the future. But some pieces that I'm thinking about kitting up, and which fabrics I'm maybe going to kit up. But yeah, this is just so you get a rough estimation on what I've been doing. But yeah, so I will look at all the pieces that I haven't stitched anything on in 2005. So this is those pieces. It's Tap Dancers by Long Dog, Lady and the Unicorn by Thea Governor, The Big Red Ship of Life, Sherazade Stream. So you see a ton of sampler pieces. My Mirabilia, where I only did like 56 stitches overall, or like Mary Morgan. I also thought about, I realized I don't really stitch on samplers anymore that much, and like I don't feel like stitching on Mary Morgan a lot of time, or like Sherazade Stream, which are very classic traditional samplers. So like they have awesome colors, maybe a bit brighter than like old-timey samplers, but they are very classic samplers in like with the border and the stuff inside, and they are big. So the Mary Morgan is like 30,000 stitches, Sherazade Stream is like 44,000 stitches, and I realized in the last year, or like in 2025, I just don't feel like stitching on them. But yeah, maybe I will get more motivated and realize I still want to stitch on them. But if by the end of the year I really absolutely don't feel like pulling them out, I might think about taking them out of my whip pile and UFO them, or like put the fabric back in stash, put the threads back in my stash, and release them to freedom. No, I didn't get that much done on them, so it should probably be fine. But yeah, I'm not too sure yet. Maybe I will get back into samplers. I think it's like a mood thing sometimes, which style of stitching I like to do, but I will think about it. So just so you know how I do my decision making. But yeah, that's my plan. So here you see like the Mereshka Cat's Water Wand. I got like a ton done on it last year, so maybe if I pull it out a bit more, so maybe I could make a plan, like goals, like get down to the next 10% point. Like that would be quite reachable if I look at it. I mean, sorry, my cat just threw over a scroll frame. So like maybe not the 10,000 stitches for Lady and the Unicorn, or since it's just an estimate, it would be a very hard goal to get done on this, because it's I don't know if the count is right. I put it into markup XP. You can look at it if you want. So here is this is the last thing I worked on. It's the Cat's Water one. So that's where I'm at currently. But I scanned the Lady and the Unicorn, and so I have a rough estimate of the stitches, but I had do a lot of fudging to get it to fit on here. I took all my threads, compared it to I have a DMC thread card, so I tried to find out which color numbers are the right ones. So if I do preview, it looks right, but there could still be some single stitches wrong, so it took me a ton of time to place every little symbol and color on the right place. But yeah, in general I still can see the symbols under it, so I can just recommend, if you have a pattern that doesn't offer any digital patterns, you won't be able to stitch it just from this view, I'm pretty sure. I hope I don't get into trouble, but I don't think they will miss out on any revenue just from me showing this. You paid for a pattern, so you should be fine to scan it in. Don't sell the digital pattern. That's just not an okay thing to do, and I think you can get legal repercussions from that. But yeah, I scanned it in and put it in the markup XP. Like I said, it takes a ton of time. If you don't want to take the time, I think it's totally fine to stitch from the paper pattern, but it's just works out better for me. So I hope I have like a now how do you say it, a good estimate on how many stitches there are. But yeah, you can see I didn't get a lot of things done. It's just up in the corner here. I think you saw it in my mid-year week parade probably, but yeah, I don't know how realistic it is to get like 10,000 stitches done. But yeah, so that's my plan. So kind of include these projects that I haven't stitched on, leaving out the ones that I didn't start yet, and maybe add some of those that had very small progress this month, and make some kind of game to make sure I get some stitches done. Like for example, the big Ship of Life, it's just a very small start, and I hope I can get some stuff done. And also another thing I want to include is my new normal by Long Dog. I'm talking about it so much, but yeah, like ideally I would be able to do a bubble per week. I don't know how many bubbles there are left, so I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 maybe. And maybe I would be able to get a bubble done per week if I have a ton of home office and maybe be able to stitch on my workplace in my breaks or stuff. But yeah, that would be my wish, because it's also a project I have for quite a long time. I had to start it 2 times. The first time I had like, I think those 3 bubbles done, and then I had to restart the whole thing because the thread I used was just very hard to work with. I think here you can see the rest of the thread that I pulled out because I just started it over on the other edge of the fabric, so I don't have to frog that much. But yeah, so the border I will probably be able to do in hand, so it should be quite quick progress. So maybe I will be able to do the border and then continue with the bubbles inside. But that's kind of my bigger plan. So touch all the projects that I haven't touched, make a focus on this, and of course on the Dream by Yokari piece, just because those are my 2 kind of focus pieces. But yeah, we will see. Probably Rose in Heart, like the one with the armor. I don't have it with me currently, but is also something that I think I could finish this year, and I'm very motivated to work on it. It's also a project that I take with me on trains and longer travels, and since I think in the beginning of October I have a few longer train rides coming up, so I probably will be able to stitch more on it. So I think it's quite realistic because it's half stitch and it goes quite quickly, and I do color completion, so I think I should be able to finish it this year. But yeah, that's kind of my plan currently. So whenever I will do the next update, maybe I have my Monopoly part started, so I don't know yet if I will do it on the paper sheet, or I will just draw it on here on my iPad, since I can zoom in and just write it, delete it, however I like. But yeah, see you later, whenever that is. So I went through and made my first very, very unrealistic estimations. It's just what I would like to get done, not that realistic, but yeah. My main goal is to maybe get at least 1,000 stitches done on each piece. So tap dancers by Long Dog, which I haven't touched yet this year, 1,000 stitches. Those are the first few are the ones that I absolutely didn't touch this year. Lady and the Unicorn, I wrote 4,500. 1,000 stitches would be great. 4,500 would get me to approximately 5% if my stitch count is correct. Big Red Ship, plus 1,000, Sherazade Stream, plus 1,000, Cats Do What They Want, 2,500, because it would get me, I think, to the next 10%, like I think 40% done. The Muse, 1,800, so I can get to 10% done. That would be just a nice number to get done. Like the main goal is get 1,000 stitches, but it's just some I have a bit more specific stretch goals, I would call them. Mary Morgan, 2,000 stitches, I also think, because like it would get me to 10. No, I don't know if 10% is realistic. Let me look into my spreadsheet. Oh yeah, it would get me to 10% done. Then Christmas crackers, if I get to start one this Christmas, just get one of the crackers done. So because they are quite manageable. I think the last one I didn't fully finish it, so just get the stitches done. So maybe if I pull it out, if I start a cracker, I can show you the other one that I did get done, or you just watch one of my earlier videos, but I don't know, probably around Christmas time last year, I guess. But yeah, so if I pull one out, I want to get all the stitches done on one cracker. It's in, how do you call it, brackets? So because I just don't know if I will get into it. Castles in the air, another 1,000 stitches if I'm able to, because I only did like 200 stitches, but at least 800 stitches, so I'm at an overall of 1,000 stitches this year. Same with Before I Sleep. I think I did 400 stitches already this year, but another 1,000 would be nice. I think it depends on what, like there are very small images done in Before I Sleep, so maybe what makes sense from like the smaller pieces. But yeah, Still Life with Flowers. I'm sorry if you can't read my writing, but it's just I wrote down my thoughts very quickly and what would be my approximate goal. Still Life with Flowers. Another 1,200 stitches, so I can get over 1%, I think, but I know less. My stitch count is absolutely wrong. I think more wrong than with Lady and the Unicorn, so I absolutely don't know if 1,200 stitches, but just maybe get more done of the middle white flower. Then Stitch for Pride. I would love to get another 1,000 stitches done, so maybe finish, because it's like a spot sampler, so maybe finish a spot and start another one of those smaller ornaments, I would call it maybe. So maybe get like 1.5 done, and I guess that would be around 1,000 stitches. Yeah, Fessy Forest, I just don't know yet. I don't feel it. I started it on 40 count and stitched it in hand, and there are just so many stitches on it. It's a pattern by the Blue Flower. I think it was exclusive from Jingle Ball last year. Probably she will release it this year for everyone else, so I guess around Christmas time you might be able to buy it this year. But yeah, I just don't know yet. And I think then, yeah, at that time I thought, okay, there are too many goals. Same with Hydrangea Fog Garden, or Autumn Fog Garden. Hydrangea Autumn Fog, I think it's called, by Chatelaine. I had a small start this year in the center, but I just don't know if I have the headspace and capacity this year to do more on it, but it would be lovely. So I don't have specific goals. I just wrote them here, so I remember that those didn't get many stitches this year, but yeah, I don't have specific plans. Then No Time Like the Present at the New Normal. This is the 2024 SAL by Modern Folk Embroidery. I would love to get some more stitches in, so maybe get it to like 60%, because it's like at 53% currently. And the New Normal Long Dog is just also a focus piece, like I told you right before, and at least I want to get 4,000 stitches done. Best case, I would finish it this year, but I think it's not realistic just from how much I stitched. I just have to make sure to put it in a frame, put it next to my desk, and so I will more often feel inclined to work on it. But yeah, so I will think about where I put them, but currently my goals are very specific, so maybe I will do a wheel spin to choose which project I will work on, because I think it's not the right kind of goals to put on a Monopoly board, because I have very specific stitch counts I would love to get done on those pieces, and I think it works better with a wheel spin. So that's just where I got with my decision. So yeah, I think I will make a wheel. I think there's some apps on it. I think like Crafting Gamey Jamie often does like her whip goes that she didn't get to yet on a wheel. So I will try to find maybe that app and use it. So sorry for the focus issue, because I put my hand here. I hope you didn't get dizzy or anything. But yeah, that will be my goals for the next few weeks, and see if I will get any of them done. But yeah, let me take a wheel, and maybe I will show you when I do the wheel spin. See you. Bye. So 5 minutes later, I put the New Normal in a hoop. I'm going to do this bubble next. So I will probably continue on it tomorrow. So I didn't do any stitches today, but tomorrow I will start this bubble, so I thought I might be able to carry along this edge, and maybe the next one after I'm done with this, which is quite a big bubble, but I will go over up here and be able to get the full border in. I just love to have all the borders done because it kind of gives me a good feeling to have a good border around it. I don't know how to probably say it, but yeah. You see, I put the hoop on here. I guess it's probably going to be a bit too small to get the full bubble in, so I will probably have to move it around a bit. But yeah, this is an old hoop with stand secondhand that I mostly used for the new normal when I'm on my desk, and yeah, it has a good clamp. It's quite sturdy. It's quite a thick and stable frame, and it gives a very nice tension. So that's my plan for new normal for the next few days, and I will let you know what I get and don't get done. So now I put all my projects on a spinning wheel. I think it was one of the first apps that comes up if you search for a spinning wheel in the App Store. So yeah, let me start. See what shows up. The big red chip. Oh my god. Let me pull it out 1 second. Here it is. The last time I pulled it out was for the rip parade, but I didn't touch it for like the last 1 to 2 years. So I'm currently on this part. So let me pull it up in Markup XP because I made some very slight changes on it. So you see it's the DMC DMC 3777, and if you look at the preview, I did put those change those borders like on the top and bottom to blue. It's going to be 924. I think it will look quite nicely, and I think it making them blue just gives it a very nice look. So that's my plan. I am currently up here. I don't know if I will just continue the border or maybe get down here to maybe go into some of the motifs, so it will be a bit more exciting. This is stitched on a 40 count raw linen, I think, and it's 1/2 full cross. Yeah, that's how it looks like. I think I stitched it in hand. I think it's, but I don't know for how long because it's quite a big fabric. Sorry, it's quite a big fabric, so it will be kind of tough to handle it, but we will see. I will see how I feel about it. Otherwise I will just pull out a hoop and put it in there. It's just currently because it's maybe like a bit private information, but because of my pregnancy, it's often kind of uncomfortable to stitch with my stitching stand. I have 2 stitching stands, and if I'm bent forward, it's quite uncomfortable, and I can often stitch more comfortably just in hand because I can change my position, and my belly is not in the way. But yeah, we will see how I feel about it. I think my plan were like 1000 stitches. I think that's should be manageable, maybe like 2 to 3 days of stitching with a bit more focus on it. So like if I do 300 to 400 stitches a day, it should be manageable. Depends on how much I want to stitch on the new normal and my big full coverage. So yeah, we will see what I will get done, and I will get back to it when I have the first piece of progress. See you later. So, welcome back. I have finished my goal. I even did more, so I stitched about 1800 stitches, which is quite a lot more. I'm very proud. I wanted to quit in between, but if I stitched more, like 1800, I knew I would get under 60,000 stitches, and it was just a nice number and a nice goal to have. So I pushed through and stitch more of it. So like at the beginning I only had like this part done. I think it were like 150 stitches, somewhere around there. So it's got quite a lot done. It's now at 3.1% done. So this is like a fourth of the top border. So like this repeat is, I think it has like 12 repeats of this pattern. But yeah, so I thought about doing maybe one of the smaller motifs on here, but I think it was easier for me, also brain-wise, to just continue on the border, and I started some of the blue thread just because I wanted to see how the colors will look together, and I'm quite happy with the choice. I stitched it in hand. It was not that easy. You see the fabric is now a bit more beaten up than before, and I realized when stitching on 40 count, 1/2, so 1 thread over 2 fabric threads, so it's like a 20 count crosses. The needle is so fine that it starts hurting my finger. So when I do my next spin and another 40 count pattern is chosen, I will probably spin again, because I just can't do 40 count stitches back to back. I need something that's more comfortable for my hands, and yeah. So if I look at my spinning wheel, so probably like if Festive Forest comes up, or Sherazade Stream or Mary Morgan, I don't know, maybe Sherazade Stream I prefer to stitch in a hoop, but Mary Morgan I probably won't. I probably will spin again and do it the next time it's chosen, because it's just like I said, it's too hard on my finger. And yeah, even though I enjoy it, it was also quite easy to stitch with the sewing method. So just from the front, I didn't expect it, but I think it's because if you stitch over 2 threads, the stitches usually lay a bit nicer, and if you pull too hard, the threads don't slip underneath it, like with 10 stitch on 25 count. So the sewing method goes quite fast, but yeah, it's quite hard on my finger to push the needle through. So yeah, we will see. Let's see what's chosen next. But I'm quite happy with the progress. I probably won't pull this project out this year again, but I'm quite happy that I was able to increase the number of stitches substantially. Like 1,800 is not a small amount of stitches. But yeah, let's do the next spin. Before I sleep by longer exemplar, so let me bring the project out 1 second. So here is the project. I think no, I didn't stitch on it this year. I just looked into it. I wasn't too sure because I thought I stitched on it only. You see, the fabric wasn't touched much. It still has the creases from the packaging it came in. It's like I think it's a Permin linen, and it's a 32 count, and it's stitched with Miso Cedar silk, 1/2 threads of fabric. So yeah, that's how it looks like. Let me see where I'm at this project. So I will probably stitch it in hand too. I think I can get a ton done just stitching the border. What are my plans on it? My plans were like 1,000 stitches. Yeah, I think I would need to do 2,500 to get like to 10%. It's currently at 2.18%. So let me look into this. 2.1% done. I have stitched 689 stitches, and yeah, so maybe hopefully if I do 1,000 stitches I will get under the 30,000, which will be quite a nice finishing point. I guess it will be at, let's see, maybe be at 5%. Am I looking at this wrong? I don't know. But yeah, I will try to get 1,000 stitches done, and so I will get under 30,000, which, yeah, I think is a nice ending point. And yeah, so if you want to look at the floss, it's Miso Cedar Silk, Darling Bleu. It's the only Miso Cedar Silk I have, but I have a full hang, so I use it for multiple projects. So here you see the full hang, but well, as you can see, it tries to slip off. But I always take a few of them out, so I don't have to mess with the big hang, and the floss is kept in a good state. But yeah, they are hand-dyed silks, and yeah, as you can see, there's a light variegation from darker to lighter blue. So yeah, I will see you when I get it done. I don't know if I will, how fast. I don't think I will get it done as fast as the big Ship of Life, because I have some other projects. And also today I received my order from a needle shop in France, I think, where I ordered a ton of my floss and fabric. This is, the patterns are the Shepherd's Bush stocking, Oliver and Brett, because as you know, maybe if you watch some of my other videos, I have done some stockings of them before. I never fully finished them, but I want to do some more, because since I am expecting and I want everyone in my close family to have one. But yeah, I like this one with the crown. They have a very wide range of different motifs. I think they have some with angels and stuff, but those are too religious for me. I'm atheist, but I love like rituals and like family rituals, so I enjoy some Christmassy stuff, and I still celebrate Christmas, but it has nothing to do with like religion and more with community for me. But yeah, so maybe I will get one of those started, but I don't know, maybe later in the year, like maybe in November when it feels more Christmassy. I just wanted to show you. But yeah, so I will get more on this. I sadly didn't have time to stitch on the new normal by Long Dog, that I also plan to get some stitches in this week, but yeah, we will see when I get to it. See you later when I have an update on any of the goals or any of the stitches. So here we go again. I finished my goals on this piece. I did, I think, about 1020 stitches over the course of 2 days. I'm currently on my lunch break, but it's rainy outside, so the lighting isn't that great. I hope you can tell what I'm showing you anyway. So let me check the numbers. I did 1020 stitches, so now I'm at 5.4% done, and I'm now below the 30,000 stitches still to do mark, so I'm quite happy with it. And I realized when I pulled it out, because it's a piece that I started quite a long time ago and haven't stitched a lot on, that I actually love it. When the wheel was spinning and this piece came out, I wasn't too sure, and I kind of dreaded it and didn't know how fast I would get the process done, but the progress done, or the planned stitches. But when I started stitching on it, I kind of fell in love with it again. So this is stitched 1/2 on a 32 count permanent linen. I don't know exactly the color. It's like a foresty green, or maybe, I think foresty green is a bit different, but like, yeah, I kind of love the color combination. And it's stitched with Miso Cedar Silk, and yeah, I love the variegation, and I stitched it all in hand and it worked out quite nicely. The only thing I think I have to be careful is because the fabric is quite stiff, and this is a hand-dyed thread, so I can't wash it because of the thread. The fabric would be fine being washed, so I started rolling it instead of folding it, because the folds from this were the folds still from the packaging the fabric, so the folds are quite stark. So I think I need some kind of rolled storage maybe for fabric like this, so it will have less wrinkles, and it's easier to work in hand if I roll it this or the other way, because if I just crunch it like this, I think I will make a ton of wrinkles, because I think it's quite, I guess it's probably starch or anything similar to that, some industrial stuff like this, but it's quite stiff, which makes the stitching quite easy because you aren't likely to pull that hard, so that you make the fabric too wobbly, or like if you carry the thread a bit, the fabric holds the shape quite well. But yeah, it's just some things I still have to think about, but overall I'm quite happy. I did the progress, I'm over 5%, so yeah, and I realized I kind of love stitching on the pieces that I haven't pulled out in a long time, because when I stitch on it, I realized why I chose this pattern and this fabric and the floss, and it makes me want to stitch on them more again. So I think I just have to make an effort to pull those out. So I really like the wheel spinning. I think I will keep it for the next year and the next month, and I think I will do it for quite some time because I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I can only recommend. It depends if you like assigned stitching stuff, but yeah, it turned out well for me. And also I watched the Hüge stitcher when I was stitching it, and I watched her whip parade from this year. I think it's like 4 months ago that she filmed it, and I just loved how she enjoys every piece she has, how she like every second piece she was like, yeah, no, this is my favorite stitch, or this is my favorite pattern, and I'm gonna love this forever. And I like that attitude, because when I think at the beginning of the video I talked about stitching on Mary Morgan or Sherazade's Dream, which I didn't enjoy that much, or when I thought about it I didn't want to stitch on it, but now I think, yeah, no, I know why I chose them. They are patterns that I enjoy. They have quite beautiful colors. They are quite big pieces, so I will stitch on them for a long time, but I chose them for a specific reason, and I want to continue stitch on them. Not just because I have to, but I kind of realized, no, I made a conscious decision, and there are things in the patterns that I really like, so I think I want to be a bit more mindful, or not just throw a piece out because I'm not stitching on it. So just maybe take some time and think if I really want to stitch on it. So I think it's totally fine if you for projects of yours. It's just how I want to maybe change my mindset a bit about my project. But yeah, enough talking. So I will put this away. I don't know if I will take it out again this year, so excuse my nail. I just broke it off yesterday and it looks awful. Generally my nails don't look the best, but this is especially but I'm fine. It didn't cause me a ton of pain. I just I miss it. So I'm gonna remove the before I sleep slice, okay, and I will spin again, and let's see what I will work on next. Stitch for Pride. I'm kind of happy about it. I will pull it out 1 second, excuse me. So, I thought I had to turn the whole apartment upside down because I just couldn't find it. I don't know, I just put it in a place where I don't usually put stitches that I don't regularly stitch on, or maybe sometimes put them. Whatever. I think it's my fault. I just have to make sure I put my stitching project in places that they don't get lost, and I have to turn the whole apartment upside down. So this is where I'm right now with my Stitch for Pride project. Let's see, in pattern, not pattern keeper, in markup XP, how it's looking like. So I'm currently at 22.74% done. Spreadsheet. Here's where I'm at right now. So each pattern has its own symbol. So because it's originally charted to have different colors for each spot. So yeah, I'm currently on this one where I have 859 stitches to go. So I don't know if I will be able to do my plan with 1.5. How do you say it? Not icon. 1.5 of those spots done, but let me check if there is another goal I can work towards. So I have still 10,000 stitches to go. Yeah, 10,100. I would need 951 stitches for the next 10%, so to get to 30%. So I guess I will aim for that. I will aim to get to 30% because that's almost 1,000 stitches and maybe a few more. So I will probably finish this one. So let's see. Or I could just, no, that's not in a space where I did any pattern next to it. It's also quite far off. This as well. Maybe I could do this one, so to get kind of a finish, but it's at 1,300, which is quite a lot of stitching. So I could do this one, and let's see, the bottle is probably the one with the most stitches. Oh. It has 1,400. Okay, no, it's just too many stitches. But yeah, I will probably finish this. No, that's not what I wanted to do. So I will probably finish motif. That's what I wanted to say. I will probably finish this motif and start the next one. So probably one of those that are close to the motifs that I already stitched on. So probably one of those 4. I would guess maybe one of those. So yeah, that is going to be my plan. Get to 30%. This one is stitched on a, I think it's a 32 count linen. I think it's called Blue Spruce. I'm pretty sure. And it's stitched with an X2 design variegated floss, or I think over dyed thread. And it's stitched 1/2, so the variegation turns out quite nicely. I could probably do 2/1, or I could have done. No, I definitely wouldn't. If I made sure I get 2 strands of floss that have the same variegation, but yeah. Overall, I love the effect it gives with the pinkish and orangey tone. It's a bit, I think, more pastelly and less orangey. Like you see, my skin also looks kind of orangey. This is because of the artificial lighting I have going on right now, because it's quite cloudy outside, so it's probably going to rain in the next few minutes. But yeah, this is going to be my plan. Finish this motif, probably start here or one of the other 4 that are going to be here, and continue the project. This is Stitch for Pride. The pattern is by D20. Yeah, he does a Stitch for Pride, or they. I'm not too sure. I think it's he or they. They do a Stitch for Pride every year, or the last few years they did one. So I don't know if they do one for 2026, but they currently have one going on for 2025. And the pattern is only available, I think, at the beginning of the year and sometimes during Pride Month. So I don't think you can get your hands on this pattern anymore. Usually there's a recommended floss by some dyer, like I think often they choose a person of color or a person of the LGBTQIA community to support them. The floss for the 2024, which this one is, was sold out immediately, and I think there weren't that many available. I did get the recommended fabric, but since I didn't get the matching floss, I choose something else for it. The recommended fabric was, I think, I don't remember exactly, but I still have the fabric and I will probably use it for a different project. Since it's quite nice fabric, I think I chose the 40 count fabric, but yeah, I don't have any specific plans for it right now, but it's a quite nice fabric for sampler pieces, so I'm sure I will find something to stitch on it. But yeah, that's my next wheel spin plan. And the last few days I had another not kind of finished, but how do you say it, another goal mat. I finished another page on my full coverage Dream by Yukari's, charted by myself. But yeah, sorry. So if you saw the beginning of the video, I think I showed you that I'm working on this page right now. So the next page I'm going to move to is the one up here. I can't take it out of the nerd group right now. Let's see if I can get that done. But yeah, so I would just move it up. Sorry. I hope the sound isn't too awful of me smashing everything around. So the page is quite small because I don't end the threads here, so I carry them along into the next page. And this page had already quite a lot of stitches done, so it looks smaller than this page, for example, even though it's the same height. But I think it only has like 50% or a bit more left to do on this page, so I'm sure this month I will get this page done. I think I have about 103,000 stitches left on the project. I'm currently at 77%, so I think at the beginning of the month I was at 75-76%. Maybe, I don't want to overestimate, maybe I can get to 80% by the end of the month, but we will see. I do have some other free time plans for this month, but yeah, I'm quite happy with the progress. I did get a lot of done, so I finally have this row of pages done. We will see where I will move to after this page is finished, but yeah, this is going to be in plan. And I had some progress on the new normal. Let me see if I can take it off. I will not take it out of the hoop, but yeah, I started the next bubble. This is like this, it's on the right side. It's quite a big bubble, but I got quite a lot done. I think it's like 1/4, 1/3 of the bubble, so maybe till the weekend I can get it closer to a finish. This bubble has quite a lot of back stitching, and I did not a mistake specifically, but I did all the back stitching in two strands, and I think the whole piece would have looked better if I did the back stitching with one strand, but it doesn't have a lot of back stitching, so I was like, okay, no, I will keep doing the 2 strands, but yeah, for example, here you can see some back stitching. I think it would have looked nicer with just 1 strand, and here there are some, I think there are horizontal lines in the leaves in this bubble, and I'm just not too sure if 2 strands would look too much and give too much coverage, so probably I will do them in 1 strand, but I haven't decided yet. I will continue stitching the bubble and decide at the end. This bubble also has the year on it, so I'm kind of scared if I put 2025 on it and I won't be able to finish it, but maybe it sets a kind of more pressure in the goal to finish it. But yeah, I quite enjoyed it. I mostly stitch on this during the daylight because during the day when I have better lighting, because the fabric is so dark. and I do have some special lighting for my stitching that I can hang around my neck. Maybe I can show you sometime, but I prefer not to because it's very strenuous on my eyes, so I prefer to do it in like my lunch break and other breaks I get during the day when I'm stitching or like on the weekend. But yeah, I'm quite happy. I got it done, and I will continue with my 2 focus projects and with Stitch for Pride, and I will get to you when I have an update. See you later, bye! So welcome back. I finished my goals on this piece. This is, as I said, I guess in the last clip, this is Stitch for Pride 2024. I was able to put in 1,654, let me look. 1,049 stitches. So I finished this motif and started with the next one. But yeah, I'm quite happy with the progress. So as you can see, I'm now at this motif, and I got to 30.76% done. So almost 1/3. So I'm quite happy with it. It's stitched 1/2 on 32 count with this X2 design. I think the colorway is grape orange. I quite like it. As you can see, it has a pink to orange variegation. If you look closely, I think it turns out quite nicely. I also realized that I think those are quite similar to the colors of the trans pride flag, which I think is quite fitting. But yeah, I kind of like it. Maybe I will get some more progress on it because it's a very good travel project, because I just need this floss, and this is the first hang, so I got quite far with this, and I don't know, I think I'm not even halfway done with this one. So if you do one strand, you'll get quite a lot of stitches done. So yeah, I'm quite happy. Still have 9,000 stitches to go to finish it, but I don't know if I will finish it this year, but as I said, I'm quite happy with the progress. Yeah, and this is going to be the next motif. So let's see if it will come out again this year, but I don't know yet. But like I said, it is a quite nice travel project because it is quite small. So let's pull out the spinning wheel again. 1 second. So it's a Stitch for Pride. Still have to remove it. 1 second, I will come back to you. So let's spin again. Maybe this time it will be a 2-stranded project, but I don't mind that all of the projects that have been chosen were 1-stranded ones, because my focus projects are both 2-stranded. So yeah, I think it's a nice change to have 1-stranded projects. But yeah, let's spin it. So great. This is Cats Do What They Want by Mereshka. Let me pull it out, so I will pause the video. 1 second. So when I pull my plans out, I planned on doing 2,500 stitches on it. Let's see if I will keep those plans. 2,500 are quite a lot, so yeah. Here it is. I have the key in here, and yeah, the pattern too. But I'm mostly stitching it from Markup XP, so I started with marking it off with a highlighter, but I easily, or most of the time, I forget one single stitch in the color, and that bothered me quite a lot, and it doesn't happen if I use markup for it. So I scan it in and work from it there. And yeah, I had to fudge it quite a bit, so to make it work. But yeah, so let's see where I'm at. here I'm at 30.16%. Let me see how I came to the 2,500 goal. So maybe I guess I had some thoughts about it, or why 2,500 was a good goal to work towards. Yeah, it's because I would need 2,600 stitches to get to the next 10%, like 40,000. Yeah, I don't know, because it's two-stranded, or sometimes it's 10 stitch and all kinds of different stitches. So I don't know if I will do 2,500, but yeah, we will see. But yeah, that is where I'm at. I think it has 18,500 stitches to go. I did some backstitch here already. I didn't touch it this year yet, but yeah, I think this area is a bit more confetti heavy. Here it was a bit more block stitching, so I guess maybe I will work from top down, work on this part, maybe bring the corner down a bit. Since I didn't grit this fabric, it's easier to work from places I already put some stitches in. But yeah, let's see. The one color that's used the most is the color 36. It still has 1,100, but it's spread on the lower half of the piece, so I don't know it. I just thought if I maybe do some color completion, so I have a feeling of some small finishes, but we'll see. You can see the nerd hook marks because this fabric is a bit stiffer than what I usually use, so it kind of looks like it took some time to get it out, but if I wash it, I'm sure it will be fine. Or that's what my experience is. I will probably put it in a nerd hook. I probably have the right size somewhere, but yeah, that is what I'm going to work on. See you when I see you. When I have any further infos or any further progress I can tell you about. But yeah, I'm quite happy that this was chosen. This is a bit different to all the sampler stitching I did the last few days because of the long dog sampler and the big red ship of life. What other stuff did I stitch on? And yeah, long dog sampler and stitch for pride, which all three were sampler stitches. So I'm quite happy that I have some full coverage. I'm also looking forward to all the other projects, but I'm quite happy. I wanted to get some progress in. I didn't make it. Maybe I will do some completion here and finish this teddy bear up here. I think that's something I'm going to do. But I love how it's coming together. I can't wait to see more of the image. But yeah, see you when I have some more progress on it. It's just so you know, I'm currently on my lunch break and it's the 11th of September, so I started on Sunday with the wheel spinning, so I got like an insane amount of progress. I currently quite enjoy staying at home. I don't feel that much like socializing, so it's quite nice to have some stitching games, but on the weekend, so like on Saturday and Sunday, I'm going to be away. So I don't know if I will be able to get this goal done before the weekend. So maybe today, in the evening, if I work on it. I'm currently feeling a bit burned out on my big full coverage. So it could be that I might focus on this more on the evenings. So it might be possible that at the end of tomorrow I might be finished, but we will see. So maybe I'm able to upload this video on Sunday or finish filming and editing it and show you where I got to. So I'm not making one video where I get all the wheel spins finished. It would just be a lot of work. And I think I won't be finished in the next 2 months. So I will finish this video before and continue spinning the wheel in the next few weeks and months and see where I get to till the end of the year. But yeah, I'm quite happy with it. I'm looking forward to this piece This is a 16 count Ada, I think. And yeah, as you can see, it has some half stitches with 3 threads, with 2 threads, with blends, and 2 thread crosses and back stitching. So it doesn't have any quarter stitches or anything. And yeah, since it's almost full coverage, using Aida is, I think, totally fine. Maybe if you prefer, when looking at half stitches, you might want to change the fabric, but this is the kit fabric. But you could exchange it for like a 32 count even weave in a like beigey light tea colored, or it's similar to like some tea coloring. But yeah, see you, bye. So welcome back. Today is Sunday. Last time I filmed, I think it was Thursday, so 3-4 days later. So it's Sunday afternoon. I finished my 2500 stitches. I did even more stitches than that. I was able to get 2654 stitches in, and now I'm at 40.19% done. I'm quite happy with it. I had to rewatch the video to see the difference, and it's even more than I remember. So I was able to finish all of the background half stitches, so I think there are no more half stitches in this area and page to be done. I did fill in all those stitches up here and started to fill them up down here. So all those stitches up there are done. I think only here are like 3 stitches left to do, and yeah, of course done here. I did do some more stars. I filled in all the balloons and the teddy bear, and I did finish some of the threads I used up here, just so I don't have to put it back on the floss cards. So yeah, and I think some single stitches, I think in the face of the cat, and yeah, all those half stitches in here I did. So I got a ton done, so it's just crazy to me. I didn't remember how much was still left to do here. So when I finished my 2600 stitches and was at 40%, in my head it was less than what I see done now. So I'm quite happy. I'm at 40%, so I'm close to halfway done. But since here are going to be a ton of like confetti because of the because the cat has so many different brown colors, or like so many, but they're mixed all over, so there's no block stitching involved, and also the pile of bears that she's, or he or she maybe, I don't know, where the cat is laying on are always like just small patches of colors. So I guess it will takes more time than the upper part of the piece. Only this here has some block stitching with like a few colors. So I don't know where I will continue when I pull it out next time. Maybe I will continue the stars down here, because it would be a good way to get to the corner of the pieces to get a bit more of a estimate at where it will end. I love to get to the corners just to and get the borders done, because it gives me a bit more of a like a feeling where it will end and how much I will have to get done. But yeah, I'm quite happy. With the 40%, I don't count the back stitching, so yeah, whatever, that's how much stitching that is going to be. I also was able to get some stitches in on my new normal, so let me get it here for a second. So I won't pull it out of the hoop because it's just hard. So I did some more here. I got those bunnies done and 2 of the hearts in the bigger rabbit. Maybe if you know the piece very well, you will notice that this stitch is one too far left, but I will leave it like that. It would look a bit better if it was where it's supposed to, but if I take it out, I have to redo a bunch of stitches because it's some random stitch in the middle of a floss length, and I noticed it too late. But yeah, I'm okay with it. If I wouldn't have told you, you probably wouldn't know, or you know the new normal cross-stitching pattern very, very well and can notice such small things. But yeah, I'm quite happy. I hope I can finish this bubble in the next week. Yeah, I will get the year. I decided I will put 2025 here because here is where the year was put in the pattern, and I hope it will help me be consequent and motivated enough, and yeah, make me finish this project this year. It would be a very cool finish because it's my second oldest piece next to Fish Cat, which I will not finish this year. I think I'm going to be realistic with that one, even though it would be nice, but there are just too many stitches to be done. But I hope I can finish it with the at the first quarter of next year, maybe. So yeah, also this week I was able to finish this page down here. I got a bunch done on this page. I didn't stitch on it today yet, but I will probably pull it out today and get maybe very close to a finish on this page and continue to the next page. But yeah, that's what my plan for today is, or for the rest of the day. But yeah, so I got my wheel spin finished, so I will put this away. I will probably take it out of the nurture, but I didn't want to take it out before I show you because you will see the marks, and I think it looks nicer like this currently. But yeah, I hope the next time I pull it out, I will again be able to do 2,500 stitches, get 10% done. That would be a very nice thing, I guess. And I'm quite happy that I was able to fill all of this in, so it feels like some kind of finishing. But yeah, so let me take out my wheel. Yeah, and let's spin it again and see what comes out, or what it chooses for me. Castles in the air. This is again a long dog sampler. I will get it. 1 second. I will pause. So this is Castles in the Air by Long Dog Samplers. Yeah, it's currently, let me look into it a moment. So with Castles in the Air, I'm at 5.16% done. I got 1,154 stitches to get it to 10%. Oh, sorry, hope you didn't see too much of the pattern. So I wrote here 1,000 stitches. Here you see it. I wrote 1,000 stitches. I guess I will try to get it to 10% because 1,000 or 1,154 is not that big of a difference, but it would be my next goal. This goal finish you won't see in this video because I will end the video here because I wanted to make one full week of stitching with me. It's not the most usual week because I really had a ton of stitching time this week. I don't know how the next week will turn out. Probably I will get some done, but I have a few afternoons and evenings where I have some things planned, so I don't have that much time to stitch on it. But yeah, I will try to get it to 10%. We will see it in the next video. I might be doing some kind of short clip just for the beginning of the next video, so you see where I got to. But yeah, that's my plan for this video. Let me turn you around and do a kind of outro for it. So this was my week of stitching. I hope you enjoyed it. I would like to do one for next week as well, but I don't know yet. Maybe I will. It depends on how much time I have, but I quite enjoyed it. I really like doing those kind of videos, and maybe this is a format I will keep by, but I won't be able to do this every week. It's just something I tried out. I enjoyed filming it. let's see how I edit it and if everything works out. But let me know if you like this format. I don't know yet if I might do a full monthly update on the end of September and beginning of October. But yeah, I think this is a format that I like, and also the wheel spinning worked out great for me this week. So I got like a ton of stitching done. I got a ton of progress on projects I didn't pull out this year again. So like for Cats Do What They Want from Nareshka, and yeah, also all those other samplers that I pulled out this week. So I will try to continue doing this and document my progress, and I hope you enjoyed. So see you next time or whenever. And I hope you have a nice end of the weekend. I don't know. You probably won't see it today. Depends on which time zone you're at, but it's like Sunday afternoon in Austria. And yeah, however long it takes me to edit this video and get it uploaded, it will probably be at least Monday. But hope you have a good start in your next week, and see you. Bye.